Okay, so bringing you in here. Let's see if I can get you a little bit closer. And I'm going to be making some bread. We're out of sandwich bread, so I've got to make some more. So I've got 1.5 cups of warm water that I'm adding in here. And then I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of my yeast. Okay. I'm going to kind of stir that around just a little bit. Kind of get that yeast woke up there. Let it, see how it's getting bubbly, starting to wake up. So then I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of potato flakes. And then I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of powdered milk. I got this recipe off of the Needy Homesteader. I will post a video or a link down in the description. And then I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of honey. A little bit more. Get all that honey out of there. I normally spray it with just a little bit of pan spray just to help it come out a little bit better, but it'll work. And then I'm going to stir this in. Okay, and then I'm going to add 2 cups of white flour. One. All right, we got 2. I'm gonna go ahead, give this just a little bit of a mix. Okay, I'm gonna add in here 2 tablespoons of butter. Now, today I added the white. I go back and forth. I make a wheat bread or a white bread. Today I'm going to just make a white bread. Alright, now that that's added, I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I use sea salt. Spilled a little bit there. Alright. And then I'm going to add 2 eggs. I let that just give a little mix there, and then we'll add in about 3 cups of bread flour. Now, I live in Missouri, so humidity around here is, yeah, it's pretty thick, but today is rainy, so I'll probably end up having to add more than 3 cups. But we'll see. We'll watch it, and if we need to add more, we can. Okay. Sorry about that. My kids were calling. Okay, so I added 3 cups of flour in here, of bread flour. I'm gonna watch this and see how it goes. See if I need to add some more. But ideally what you want is you want your bowl to come out clean. This will form into a dough ball, and it'll pull off. The sides will be clean, and the bottom, it'll pull off the bottom, and that's when you know that your dough has like enough flour. You don't want to add too much flour because you don't want it dry. You just kind of have to watch it and don't add too much as you go. Hello. Hello. Okay. See how this is coming to a ball, and it's coming off the sides and on the bottom. But I'm going to stop this. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit, and I'm going to fill this dough. See, and it's still sticking to my fingers just a tad bit. So I'm going to put just a tad bit more of flour in there. Not very much. I think it'll be all right. Just add a tad bit flour in there, and I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes. Okay, here's the dough ball. I'm going to pull it out of the pan. I'm going to give it a good knead. I'm just going to knead this a little bit. you all can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to, see, get the air bubble out of there. Just, all right. There's my ball, nice and smooth. Want to get my bowl. I'm going to put some oil in there. And I'm going to stick it back on the oven. Grab a towel. The first rise is for an hour. This has 3 different rises. An hour, and then 30 minutes. And then another 30 minutes in the pan. And I will bring you back after this first hour and show you the dough, what you do next. And I'm going to be using my long Pullman pan, and we'll get that going after the third rise. So I'll bring you guys along for the next step. My son and my daughter, well, my daughter and her husband, call him my son, they stopped by our Walmart that's close to where we live, and they found a whole bunch of wide mouth lids. So they picked me up 4 of them, and it only come up to like 13 something. Come up to $13.75 for the 4 packs of wide mouth lids, which I am so excited because we've been looking for lids on the wide mouths, and they've been really hard to find. So yay, excited. Had to bring along for that. Okay. Our hour is up. Look how well that dough has rose. It's definitely doubled itself. So we're going to punch this down. And pull it out of the pan. We're going to kind of knead it again. Bring it back to another ball. I'm just kind of pinching it to the bottom here and getting it back formed into a ball here. Okay, now I'm going to put some more oil in my bowl here. Let's raise you guys up just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Put more oil into my bowl. I'm going to put the dough back in there. I'm going to let this rise for another 30 minutes. And after that 30 minutes gets done, then we're going to roll it out. And we're going to get it put into the Pullman pan that I have. Now this one is a little bit different than the other ones that you might have seen. It is a Pullman pan. The lid pulls off of it. The only thing that I don't like about this thing is that it's got these holes. I don't know if you can see. See, there's holes in the top of this, and when I cook it, I have dough comes out there, so I really don't like that part of it. But the part that I do like about it is that this is 19 inches loaf pan, which is perfect for my family, because when my husband goes to work on a daily basis, I make him sandwiches for lunch. So once this gets done in 30 minutes, then we'll roll it out and we'll put it in this pan. But I'll bring you along for all of that, and then we'll rise, after it's in this pan, then we'll rise it again for another 30 minutes. So we'll be back. Okay, so the 30 minutes is over. Bring it back. Put your dough. Punch it back down like you did the first time. Bring it out. I'll set that back over here for right now. Okay, so with this, I'm just gonna kind of just flatten out, get all the air bubbles out of it, and stretch it. Just work it, because you want it, well, my pan is about the size of this board, so I'm going to work this dough out so it'll fit into the pan. Just have to work with it, and it's pretty easy to get stretched out. Oh, sorry. There's a big old air pocket in there. There we go. Now I'm going to take this dough and I'm going to roll it into a log really tight. Just keep on rolling it. I'm going to take this, bring it over, and I'm going to pinch the sides, pinch that in. Okay, I'm going to just tuck and tuck and then pinch. So we have a nice end. And do the same thing on this side. Just pinch and tuck and pinch some more. Then I'll bring it over. And I'll kind of just try to work out any air bubbles that I have in it. Bring it down just a little bit here. See, I'm just giving it some love. Okay. I'll grab my pan here. Alright. I've got my pan here. I'm just going to pick it up, place it in the pan. Then I'm going to take my hand and kind of curve the dough and then push it down. And I'll do that to both sides. Take my hand, just kind of push it. I'll work that, oops, I just keep up on you guys. And I'll just flatten out this dough so it goes to the sides. And that is basically even. and then I'll put my lid on this. And I'll let this rise for 30 minutes. I put my towel over it, even though it's got the lid on it. I just like to keep that heat in. So we'll turn this for 30 minutes. And after that 30 minutes is over, then we will put in the oven for about 20-25 minutes. But we'll check and see what's going on. Over here in my pot, stock pot, I have the orange marmalade going on. So that's just about done. This is going to be a totally separate video from this one, but I'll take you guys over here and let you see this marmalade. It's starting to really gel up. It's been cooking now for a couple hours. So yeah, it tastes really good. I have a total of 6 cups of sugar in this. So we will see. I'm letting it cook for a little bit longer, and then I'll get my water bath canner going and all that. But you guys can watch that on the video for the orange marmalade. Alright, we'll see you back in 30 minutes, and I'll put this in the oven and then we'll cook it. See ya. Okay. So I want to bring you and show you that I pulled the loaf of bread out. I had it in for about 30 minutes, closer to 30 minutes. But it's still hot. But I wanted to show you how big a loaf of bread is. So I'm going to let it cool down, and it's too big for my my sandwich bags, so I have to cut them in thirds. I'd cut it in third to get them into bags. I need one of those bread containers off the Needy Homesteaders channel. I'm gonna have to order me just a couple. But I wanted to show you, and then after it cools down and I cut into it, I'll bring you back and I will show you what it looks like.